Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're going to talk about art blocks and what you can do when you experience one. Before we begin, I want to clarify that everything I share in this video is based solely on my personal experience. What worked for me might not work for everyone, and that's completely okay. Please keep in mind that this isn't professional advice, but rather a personal perspective that you might find relatable or helpful. With that said, let's get started. Let's first talk about art blocks and what they are. An art block is a creative slump or mental roadblock that prevents an artist from producing work, even when they genuinely want to. It's that frustrating moment when you sit down with every intention to create something, but nothing flows the way you want it to. Your mind might feel blank, your hands might hesitate, and your usual inspiration might seem completely out of reach. These blocks can happen for a variety of reasons: emotional exhaustion, stress, burnout, fear of failure, perfectionism, or even just feeling stuck in a repetitive routine. Sometimes, it can be triggered by comparing yourself to others or by putting too much pressure on yourself to always produce something good. We all know that experiencing art blocks from time to time is completely normal, but what truly matters is how we choose to handle them. Instead of letting frustration take over or forcing ourselves to create something we're not feeling connected to, it's important to approach the situation with understanding and patience. Now, let's talk about some things we can do when we find ourselves stuck in an art block. 1. Recognizing the fact that you are in an art block. Admitting that you're currently experiencing an art block allows you to become more mindful of your creative state. Acknowledging it helps you reframe your mindset and approach drawing with less frustration and more understanding, creating space for recovery and new ideas. When you recognize and accept that you're in a creative rut, you take the first step toward overcoming it. Instead of fighting against your lack of inspiration or feeling guilty for not producing art, you begin to approach the situation with curiosity and patience. This mindset shift can relieve internal pressure and help you reconnect with the joy of creating, not out of obligation, but out of genuine interest. Understanding that art blocks are part of the artistic journey allows you to explore new methods, experiment freely, and eventually find your way back to creative flow. 2. Identify the cause. Is it burnout or are you insecure about your art? Understanding the root cause of your art block can help you approach it more effectively. If you're feeling exhausted, drained, or mentally overwhelmed, it could be a sign of burnout. In this case, taking a real break, relaxing, and focusing on self-care might be what you need. On the other hand, if you're feeling insecure about your work or doubting your abilities, it's important to recognize that self-criticism can stifle creativity. Try to separate your emotions from your art and remember that everyone, even the most experienced artists, goes through phases of self-doubt. Identifying whether your block is caused by burnout or insecurity allows you to tailor your response, whether it's rest or building confidence through small, stress-free creative tasks. 3. Understand that it's okay to take breaks sometimes. Taking breaks doesn't mean you're lazy or unmotivated, it means you're human. Creativity, like any other mental process, needs rest to thrive. Allowing yourself to step away from your work without guilt can help reset your mind and prevent burnout. Whether it's a short walk, a day off, or even a longer pause from art, giving yourself permission to rest can often bring back inspiration when you least expect it. Many artists find that their best ideas come to them when they're not actively trying to create, but when they're relaxed and simply living life. 4. Stop downplaying yourself and comparing your art to others. Constantly comparing your work to other artists or belittling your own progress can be incredibly harmful to your confidence and creativity. Every artist has a unique journey, and what you see online is often a highly polished highlight reel, not the full story. Instead of measuring your worth against others, Try focusing on how far you have come. Celebrate your own growth, no matter how small it may seem. Art is not a competition. It's a personal expression. When you shift your focus from comparison to self-appreciation, you create a more positive space for your creativity to grow. 5. If you have no motivation to draw, just don't, unless you absolutely have to. Forcing yourself to draw when you're completely unmotivated can lead to frustration and creative burnout. It's okay to not be productive all the time. Rest and creative downtime are essential parts of the artistic process. If there's no urgent deadline, allow yourself to step back and recharge. However, if you do have to draw, try breaking the task into smaller steps or focusing on low-pressure sketches to ease yourself into the process. Sometimes starting with something simple can slowly reignite your creative spark. 6. If you have to draw for some reason, go easy on yourself. When drawing becomes a necessity, whether for school, work, or a commission, it's important not to let pressure turn it into a burden. Instead of aiming for perfection, focus on progress and give yourself the freedom to make mistakes. Use rough sketches, limit your time, or simplify your style if needed. The goal is to get through the task while being kind to yourself. Remember, even professionals have off days, and doing your best under the circumstances is more than enough. Compassion and flexibility can help you stay productive without draining your creative energy. 7. Try warm-ups and small doodles with no expectations before actually drawing. Before diving into a larger or more complex piece, take some time to do simple warm-up exercises or casual doodles with no pressure to create something perfect. These low-stakes sketches can be anything from random shapes to characters or objects you're not planning to use in your main work. The goal is to loosen up your hand and ease your mind, allowing creativity to flow without the fear of failure. This approach can help you transition from the art block and get your creative gears moving again before tackling bigger projects. 8. Exercise fundamentals and revise knowledge. Sometimes, the best way to overcome an art block is by going back to the basics. Revisit the fundamental principles of drawing, such as anatomy, perspective, lighting, or color theory. Practicing these skills can strengthen your technical abilities and spark new ideas. You might also consider revisiting old tutorials or drawing exercises you've done in the past. This can remind you of techniques you've forgotten or help you refine areas of your art that may need improvement. Focusing on the fundamentals not only boosts your confidence but can also reignite your passion for creating, as you rediscover the joy of mastering the building blocks of art. 9. Change your environment or workspace. Sometimes, a change of scenery can help break free from an art block. Whether it's rearranging your workspace, drawing in a different location, or even going outside to sketch, a new environment can provide fresh inspiration. Small adjustments like lighting, music, or adding personal touches to your space can also create a more comfortable and motivating atmosphere, helping to refresh your creative mind. 10. Experiment with a different medium or style. Sometimes, switching things up can be the key to overcoming an art block. If you usually work digitally, try traditional media like pencils, markers, or paint. Alternatively, experiment with a new art style or a technique that you haven't explored before. This change can shake up your routine and help you rediscover the excitement of creating, without the pressure of sticking to your usual methods. Trying something new encourages growth and can bring unexpected inspiration. I know how frustrating it can be to feel stuck in a creative block, but just remember, it's a natural part of the artistic process. Every artist goes through it at some point, and it's not something to be ashamed of. The most important thing is to recognize that it's okay to take a step back, and sometimes, the best thing you can do is to give yourself the time and space to breathe. Whether you choose to rest, explore new techniques, or seek inspiration in unexpected places. There's no one right way to get out of a block. The key is to stay patient with yourself and embrace the journey. So, if you're struggling with an art block right now, try applying some of these tips. And remember, your creativity isn't gone, it's just taking a little break. That's it for today's video. I really hope these tips help you tackle those creative ruts and make the process a little easier. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, and don't forget to keep creating.